So, guys, every year, millions of people watch the Oscars. The red carpet, the emotional speeches, the standing ovations. Hollywood presents it like the ultimate celebration of film. But behind the polished stage is a history most people have never heard. The Academy Awards were originally created as part of a corporate strategy to control Hollywood labor disputes. The first ceremony lasted only 15 minutes. For decades, the winners were announced before the show even started, and the organization running the Oscars once banned Charlie Chaplin, ignored some of the greatest actors in history, including Eddie Murphy, and didn't nominate a black
Facts.
actress in the Best Actress category for 73 years.
Facts.
So tonight we're pulling back the curtain. We're diving into the real story behind the Academy Awards, how the Oscars actually started, the secret power structure behind the Academy, the first minorities to break through Hollywood's barriers,
Hell yeah.
bizarre rules that most viewers have never heard about, and the strange scandals that nearly destroyed the ceremony multiple times. Because once you understand how the Oscars began, you start to realize the awards may have never been about movies at all. Hey guys, welcome back to Two Peas Out the Pod with Johnny and Shay.
What's up, guys?
So, guys, how the Oscars actually started. The Academy Awards began in 1927 during a time when Hollywood looked very different from today. Movies were still silent, studios operated like massive factories, and actors were under strict contracts. Behind the scenes, labor disputes were starting to grow. Hollywood executives were worried about something that had already happened in other industries: unionization. Workers in film, writers, actors, and technicians were beginning to demand better pay and working conditions. So one of the most powerful men in Hollywood decided to act. His name was Louis B. Mayer, the head of MGM Studios. Instead of fighting labor groups directly, Mayer had a different idea. He would create an organization that brought everyone together under one umbrella. So in 1927, he helped form the Academy of the Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, often shortened to AMPAS. At least officially, the Academy's mission was to promote the art of filmmaking, but many historians believe its real purpose was to keep peace between studios and workers before the unions could gain power, and to encourage loyalty to the studios. So soon after forming the Academy, someone had another idea. What if we gave out awards for the best films? And that's where it all started.
Just giving out some good films, huh?
No, they basically wanted to block the unions, and so they started an organization, and then somebody else was like, "Well, now that we have an organization, let's give out some awards."
I mean,
That's where it all started.
it works out very well. I mean, best actor, best supporting actress, but it just took him so long to be progressive.
Yeah.
That's what really kind of irks me the most right there.
So the first Academy Awards ceremony took place on May 16th in 1929. The location was the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. About 270 people attended, and the tickets cost $5. And that'd be roughly $90 today if you're looking at it that way.
Damn.
Um, yeah. The biggest difference from modern Oscars is there was no suspense. The winners had already been announced months earlier. The ceremony itself lasted only 15 minutes, and the first Best Picture winner in history was a World War I film called Wings. Another strange detail from that first ceremony was that there was actually two Best Picture awards, one for Outstanding Picture and another for Unique and Artistic Picture. The Academy quickly abandoned that second category after realizing that it was confusing. Even the famous Oscar statue already existed. The golden statuette was designed by MGM art director Cedric Gibbons.
One thing about these things is they're heavy. I think 8 pounds approximately. In the beginning, they were bronze plated with gold. And then during World War II, there was a metal shortage, so they were painted plaster. Then in 1982, instead of bronze, it was made of pewter and then plated with gold and silver kind of thing. And fairly recently, I think 2016 or so, they went back to the old school bronze with 24 karat gold plated, and I believe that's still what they are made of.
The five spokes on the reel represent the original branches of the Academy, which were the actors, the directors, the writers, the producers, and the technicians. And despite decades of speculation, no one is completely certain where the nickname Oscar came from. One of the most popular stories claims an Academy librarian said the statue looked like her uncle Oscar, and the nickname stuck.
Imma go with that because I felt like you know how, like, if you have an uncle or anything, they might call him by a different name or something like that, so I think that's just what they went with, I believe.
Yeah. Well, it stuck, obviously. So, and now they
Yeah.
call the whole show the Oscars at points. So during early decades, the Oscars were heavily influenced by the major studios. At that time, Hollywood operated under the studio system, and actors were signed to exclusive long-term contracts. So studios controlled what films they appeared in. And the Academy membership was dominated by people connected to those studios. So this meant that the Oscars often reflected studio politics rather than pure artistic recognition. So, for example, the legendary actor Charlie Chaplin was one of Hollywood's biggest stars. But in the 1950s, during the Red Scare and fears of communist influence, Chaplin was essentially blacklisted. When he traveled overseas in 1952, the US government revoked his re entry permit. Chaplin didn't return to America for 20 years, and during that time, the Academy avoided honoring him. It wasn't until 1972 that he finally returned to the Oscars to receive an honorary award, and the audience gave him a 12-minute standing ovation, the longest in Academy history.
Damn.
Wasn't he in a lot of movies where they didn't talk back then?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like the first ones.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, "Dude, he should have been had his shit."
So, for many decades, the Oscars largely reflected the racial inequalities of Hollywood itself. The first Black performer to win an Academy Award was Hattie McDaniel in 1940. She won Best Supporting Actress for her role in Gone with the Wind. But even that moment came with painful irony. The ceremony took place in a hotel that practiced racial segregation. Daniel was required to sit at a separate table away from the rest of the cast. For decades afterward, minority representation at the Oscars remained extremely limited. It wasn't until 1964 that Sidney Poitier became the first Black man to win Best Actor for Lilies of the Field. Another historic moment came in 2002 when Halle Berry became the first Black woman to win Best Actress.
This moment is for Dorothy Dandridge, Lena Horne, Diane Carroll. It's for the women that stand beside me. Jada Pinkett, Angela Bassett, Vivica Fox, and it's for every nameless, faceless woman of color. I want to thank my mom, who's giving me the strength to fight every single day to be who I want to be. Lastly, and not leastly, I have to thank Spike Lee for putting me in my very first film and believing in me. Oprah Winfrey for being the best role model any girl can have. Joe Silver, thank you.
If you really
And
think about
thank you
it.
to Warren Beatty.
That victory came 73 years after the first Academy Awards ceremony. Barry's emotional speech that night referenced a long history of exclusion and the hope that the barrier had finally been broken. That's crazy that it took that long.
Oh, yeah, it's freaking crazy. Yeah, man.
And then the Academy's secret voting system. So many viewers assume that Oscar winners are chosen by a small group of executives, but the Academy actually has thousands of members. Today, the organization includes roughly 10,000 film professionals. So members are invited based on achievements in the industry. The Academy is divided into branches, including actors, directors, producers, writers, cinematographers, editors, composers, and many more. Each branch nominates candidates in its own category, but once those nominations are finalized, then all the members of the Academy vote for Best Picture. The voting process itself uses a ranked choice ballot, which means voters rank films rather than selecting only one. This system was designed to produce winners with broad support rather than just the most passionate fan base. So it's not just a couple people that are doing it behind the scenes. It's a pretty big organization now, but still a lot of Hollywood politics going on in there.
Yeah, man, and, check it out, man, Sidney Poitier is, from Miami, Florida. Give you a shout out to Miami. We say it's a big list and everything like that, but when it boils down to it, there's always the cream of the crop people that just know, like, alright, it's like about 6, maybe 12 people. You get what I'm saying? like I felt like the
Okay, that's not really like what the research shows, but you can say allegedly.
yeah, allegedly that's probably how it works. Okay, there we go, Shay.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So, guys, we're going to break for social media hit list and we're going to show you a little video here. And while Johnny's pulling that up, definitely hit that subscribe button, guys, and give us a like on the video.
From the Truman Show, 1998. Jim Carrey took a massive pay cut to prove he could act in dramas. I was about to say pajamas. I was like, "Oh shit." He accepted 12 million instead of his usual 20 mil. Everybody remembers this little scene right here from the Truman Show.
I guess it said, I think it said he was snubbed for it.
Then that means it's like almost the equivalent of
No, they didn't win an Oscar, but it was nominated 3 times for Best Supporting Actor, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay.
shit's hilarious.
So even though Jim Carrey was the star of the movie, he was not nominated for Best Actor, which many critics considered a major Oscar snub. Carrey did win a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a drama for that role. The film itself was not nominated for Best Picture, despite strong reviews and huge cultural impact. So many critics ranked The Truman Show among the most influential films in the late 1990s because it predicted reality television culture, social media surveillance, and the idea of living life on camera. Because of that, it frequently appears on lists of great movies the Oscars overlooked.
Yeah, I forgot it was a 1998 movie. That was a great movie, actually. It was ahead of its time. I was still in Connecticut when I saw it,
Yeah.
and I saw it on VHS. Wait, it was about VHS.
Yeah. So, guys, jumping back into the video, the Oscars have some surprisingly unusual rules. So, for example, to qualify for Best Picture, a film must be shown in a Los Angeles theater for at least 7 consecutive days. Don't you think that's kind of crazy?
I mean,
So, if you're an independent film and you only get like, I don't know, a few theaters, you can't win an Oscar basically.
yeah, but if
Or they could
you
block you technically because LA probably has like a who's club down there that
yeah, but
like, oh, you can't get into our theater.
okay, but you said that it has to be in a theater for 7 consecutive days. So even if it's a low budget, and I say like, oh man, like say you know how how it was like in the early 2000s or even in the 90s, like to drop your mixtape, you can just go to AMC. But if you have your video already set in their format where you may know somebody or a manager there, they can throw your movie up on there, and then hey, it was there and people paid for it, and you
Yeah,
can.
but it's not even just that. Streaming releases also do not qualify.
Oh, it's not streaming.
No, I'm telling you that now streaming so, like, all these movies are doing on like, Netflix and Hulu and all those ones,
Right,
they
right,
can't
right.
win an Oscar.
Yeah, okay, no, that's cool, but it's just
That's not cool,
I
especially when
understand
you
that.
have Paramount getting ready to buy which one are they buying?
No, you mean the HBO's merging with,
Or
Paramount.
whatever. That whole thing's happening, so that's gonna take away, like, a lot of the movies, and they're just gonna go straight to streaming, so that means basically if you're an actor and you do any type of streaming movie, you just know you can't win an Oscar on it.
Listen,
That's crazy.
I just read what it just said. It has to be a Los Angeles
Yeah.
theater for at least 7 consecutive days.
But if you
So, y
go if it's a Hulu original or a Netflix original or HBO original, it's not gonna go to the movies.
it's gonna be a John and Shay original.
Okay. So the next rule is the Oscar statue cannot be sold freely. So if a winner wants to sell their Oscar, they must first offer it back to the Academy for $1. Yes, $1. So that rule was introduced
What?
in 1951 after collectors began buying the awards. That's crazy because it's probably worth a lot of money, right?
I mean, if it's solid gold, then hell yeah.
Probably not solid gold. If it's
Okay.
gold plated or something.
Spackly gold?
There are also strict campaign rules, so studios spend millions promoting their films to voters through screenings, events, and advertising, but direct lobbying against other films can lead to disqualification. So you can't be like, "Oh, hey, my movie's better than, Johnny's movie because blah, blah, blah."
Nah, I'll be like, our movies are fairly good. Mine just happened to be 10 more minutes longer than yours. See?
Wow. So, guys, famous snubs that still shock fans. Part of the reason the Oscars remain controversial is because of the films and the actors who never won. So, some of the most famous examples, I'm just going to throw the first one in there, is Eddie Murphy. We did a whole video on this channel if you guys want to check it out. Yeah, he I think was nominated a couple times, and they even asked him to come, and he actually got dressed and went, and then didn't win.
Yeah. Um, I believe they just needed somebody to fill some seats, but I felt like, why do that when you have a whole bunch of B-list, C-list actors? You can just go ahead and to fill those.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, that was
And then
stupid.
the other ones are Alfred Hitchcock. So, despite directing some of the most influential films ever made, he never won a competitive Oscar. He only received an honorary award decades later. Stanley Kubrick, another legendary director, has never won Best Director. Peter O'Toole, the star of Lawrence of Arabia, was nominated 8 times without winning. The Academy eventually gave him an honorary Oscar. Even today, debates continue about whether the Academy truly recognizes the best work or simply reflects Hollywood's trends at the time. So it's like our government politics. It's
Yeah,
not
so
really like you're not winning for,
like
the art.
Hitchcock and Kubrick definitely uh should have won an award.
Yeah.
Peter O'Toole.
So over time, the Academy Awards transformed from a small industry dinner into a massive international broadcast. The Oscars were first televised in 1953. Soon, the ceremony, one of the biggest annual television events, remain the most recognizable award in film. For some people, they represent the highest honor in cinema. For others, they represent the politics of Hollywood. But regardless of where you stand, there's no denying their impact. The Academy Awards help define what the film industry considers great. They've shaped careers, launched legends, and sparked debates that continue to this day. And every year, millions of people tune in to see what happens next. And you looked up what's coming up, the 99th Oscars?
Yes, 98th.
Oh, 98th. Sorry.
Yes, the 98th, and it will be happening on March 15th, 2026. So be sure to lock it in, guys.
Yeah,
Try to see who's
we
gonna
might
be
have to
winning.
watch it. We'll see.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be streaming, right?
Yeah, they said live on ABC and streaming on Hulu.
Ooh,
But I don't know if
yeah.
streaming on Hulu means it's going to be on there the day after, because you know how that normally is.
Uh, what Hulu has
Oh, they do?
live TV. Yes, Hulu has live TV. Hulu has live TV.
So anything
I felt
else you
like
want to add on to this one before we
I felt like I want to put the more you know right there. The more you know.
Well, you wanted to talk about the EGOT.
Oh yeah, man. The EGOTs, man. So check it out. I'm sure nobody doesn't know what an EGOT is, and if you do or you don't, here we gonna go. It's an Emmy, a Grammy, and an Oscar and a Tony Award.
So they have
Wow.
to win all 4.
They have to win all 4. Check this out. Steven Spielberg just won one recently for the 2026 Grammy, so that just puts him in the EGOT, which I was like, they didn't make no music. Like, but I forgot. Shay told me if you're on the right team and your team happened to win, then that's how he got
No,
that
I said it's
EGOT.
like the Super Bowl. You can literally hand out water and you still get a Super Bowl ring. It's the same thing for that. Like, you know, obviously some film he was involved in got a Grammy, and so he got one. So then it went along with his other ones he already had, and then it ended up being the 4th thing, or I was gonna say triple threat, but it's not a triple.
Hey, shout out to Whoopi Goldberg. She also won the EGOT. So did Viola Davis too, and Jennifer Hudson. So yeah, Jennifer Hudson does. And John Legend. Oh yeah, also Elton John.
So, guys, here's the interesting question. Nearly 100 years after the first Oscars, are they still about honoring the best movies, or have they become something else entirely? A celebration of Hollywood itself, a cultural moment, maybe even a bit of both. But let us know what you think.
But what I was trying to get at is just I'm surprised just like other actors, actresses, don't try to see if they can get an EGOT for
No, I'm sure they
themselves too.
try, but it doesn't really seem like you can really try. It kind of does seem like there's a lot of backdoor stuff that you have to kind of be in favor on, just like I think like any other organization, right? I
Mhm.
mean, even politics, even just corporations in general, you have to kind of network and go and do all this stuff behind the scenes to get in the favors of the right people so that you can get, either promotions or awards or whatever it is. And some people just don't like dealing with that crap, you know?
Damn.
Some people
Well,
just want to do their art and just leave it as it is and just have it be about the art, but that's not what it's about.
well,
It's about the politics.
well. I was just hoping that maybe you can still do your art and just hope that maybe your art speaks for itself.
That's what
That
I
the
would say. That would be the hope, but it's not.
yeah.
Just like going to work every day, you would hope that your work speaks for itself, but it doesn't.
Mm.
You
I
still have
try.
to play politics and all that at work,
Yeah,
right?
no, yeah,
Yeah.
but I still let my work talk for itself. Like, look, bitch, look at here, listen to it. It's talking to you.
I mean, you would hope, but at the end of the day, yeah, you can be the most amazing worker and all that stuff, and then they're just gonna be like, okay, thanks.
Mm,
But if you
yeah.
don't do all the other stuff, all the backdoor schmoozing and networking and all that other stuff, then definitely let us know if we missed anything that you know about the Oscars, because I did try to look into like the
Oh,
things that I didn't
did you
know about.
look?
Anyways, guys, let us know what you think in the comments and definitely like that video for us. And we will see you on the next episode of Two
And
Piece
don't
Out the
forget to
Pod.
honk that like button.
That's what I just said.
Oh,
Bye.
I said honk it.
Okay.
Peace out.